Hello and welcome back to the channel. In this series, you're going to see 25 days of trade analysis. I am calling it 25 days of Tradesmas. In this Tradesmas series, if you are going to be watching it, I highly suggest that you take the opportunity to be participating in the giveaway. I would love to give back to you guys in the YouTube world who have supported me and followed me. I am always very interactive in the trading floor community. But I know there's a ton of you who have followed me for a while who aren't in there, and I want to be able to give back to YouTube as well. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much for all of your guys' support here on my YouTube channel, and I am wishing you all the warmest of holidays, whatever holiday it is that you celebrate. I personally celebrate Christmas, so therefore I am doing the 25 days of Tradesmas. But whatever your holiday season is, I wish you and your family and loved ones a very warm and happy holiday season. With that being said, I am doing the giveaway here on my channel. So for every day that I do one of the Tradesmas videos, if you do any sort of interaction, if you like, comment, or subscribe, you will earn an entry to be able to qualify at the end on the 25th day to be part of the drawing that I am holding. I will draw a winner for the giveaway. I will announce the winner on the 26th of December. The prize will be to win a yearly subscription to the trading floor. So if you guys are interested in it, make sure that you are doing the likes, subscribe, and comments. Obviously, you cannot resubscribe over and over again, but don't worry. You will get 3 credit points towards that, but then every day following it, as long as you leave a like and you leave a comment, you'll get 2 additional entries for each of those. In addition to my giveaway, if you guys love giveaways, we are doing one on the Trading Floor YouTube channel as well. It's the same thing over there in order to enter as well, though it is interaction. So if you like, comment, and subscribe over there with that channel, you are going to be entered into a drawing at the end on the 25th as well. We will draw a name for somebody to win a $1,000 cash prize. You do have to have PayPal to accept this prize, so make sure that you can accept PayPal if you're going to go over there and enter into it. But I think that's a really nice prize. I think most people this time of year would love to have $1,000 extra. So make sure that you guys are also checking out the Tradesmas that we are doing on the trading floor. And there are lots of styles of trading happening over there on their Tradesmas. You will see all of our live streamers and our staff submitting videos. So if breakout trading isn't really your thing, or maybe my style isn't your thing, no worries. Go check out the Trading Floor's YouTube and make sure you are subscribing, and commenting for an opportunity to win $1,000 cash prize at the end. Okay, guys, let's get into the video, and happy holidays. Hello, and welcome to day 5 of Tradesmas. So today's video is a little different than the other ones you've seen, in that I'm more so giving you as a teaching moment here than an actual breakdown of a trade. It is a trade, I'm going to go over it, but I am zoomed out a lot. So this is on purpose. You don't need to comment about it. I am purposely zoomed out a lot so you guys can see exactly how long this trade was and how consolidated this trade was. I'm having a little bit of PTSD going back over this trade because this was a really frustrating week for me in general, because this was a time where I had to switch brokers. Again, I talked about the MT4 drama that's kind of happened throughout November, and I was with Hugosway, and then during this week I had to switch to KOT Forex. They were allowing us to trade with MT4 for a little bit longer. And I did switch, and trying to switch everything over. And as you guys can see, this was actually a Monday trade. So trying to get all that done by Monday. And if you guys know anything about what it's like to deal with transferring money onto an unregulated broker through the crypto blockchain, if you ever had to do that, sometimes it can take a while to hit your account. And it was just having reminiscing moments right now, that's all. So, and then I get into this trade. I'm trying to get my stuff submitted on a Monday morning and get everything set up. And then to get in your trade with all of that adrenaline going and then sit in something like this for so long it's rough. All right. So anyhow, let's talk about this trade and why this is actually a really bad trade to take. And I was forcing this. I'm 100% going to say I forced this trade. I was in Strategy Wars. It was a Monday. If you follow me, I don't like Mondays. I don't trade Mondays typically unless I'm in Strategy Wars and I have to submit a point or try to submit a trade or something like that. I typically loathe trading Mondays. 1, I like 3-day weekends, but 2, Mondays just don't work for me. And this is why. This is a really, really good example of why I don't like Mondays when it comes to trading the US indices. Forex pairs are different. So if you're a Forex trader, don't worry about what I'm saying here. But for US indices, for my style trading, I find it very frustrating to trade on Mondays. I know Fridays is another day that typically is like kind of taught as like a maybe don't trade that day. But for me personally, with my style trading in US indices, I love Fridays. Fridays trend really, really well. And Mondays tend to do this, which is like nothing, just like blah. Let's talk about this trade and why it's actually a bad trade, why I forced it, and why I don't suggest this for other people. Did it work out for me? Yes. Was I kind of lucky here? Yeah, I'm gonna totally admit I was probably pretty lucky here, because at any point it could have like just tapped my consolidation. When it was in consolidation, it could have just tapped my stop loss. Yeah, I don't recommend trading consolidation at all. And I think that when the volume is low, it's something you really should just avoid. I am admitting that I shouldn't have done this. I did do it for Strategy Wars. This was on a live account, and I did end up making some profit off of it. I'll show you guys. That's what the trade worked out to be. And you guys can see it entered on the 13th, and then it actually closes on the 14th. So I did have to stay in this trade for a little while. And that's frustrating for sure when you're somebody like me. Like, I wasn't planning to swing trade this. I was planning to day trade this. So yeah, anyhow, that's my disclaimer on this trade. All right, so basically what we had was a zone to the left. That's what this purple box with all of these little upright smiley faces are. A little tip for those of you who are using Happy Trail: when you see this many little smiley faces all in a row, if all the smiley faces line up the way you're seeing them at the top here and the way you're seeing them at the bottom here, and they're not really just like moving up your screen or down your screen, you are in consolidation and you really shouldn't be trading them. It becomes overwhelming to see all these smiley faces. It looks like a madhouse. I don't like it. It looks like a circus of smiley faces. And if you start to feel like you're seeing what I'm seeing on my screen, then you're in consolidation, and you really should just avoid the markets until you start to see them spaced out a little bit more. Again, no, I was trading and I did definitely force a trade. So what I was waiting for was to see some sort of break from this little zone here. And I had a bunch of upright smiley faces indicating that there had been like some pressure on the buyer's end, but like not enough to really break. Finally, it does create, and I know I'm really zoomed out here. I'm sorry, this is a screenshot, but I will try to like pinpoint. But you'll see right above where my resistance was, it starts to almost create a floor. So like my resistance now becomes my support. And then there comes a little push up. That little push up and that little break from my previous consolidation zone, as well as like the idea that my consolidation zone was kind of becoming my new support, was enough for me to say like, okay, let me look for an entry, and I was going to go long. But I wasn't really loving this situation with the volume. As you can see, these non-existent candles look like really tiny little dots. There really was no volume at all for this whole entire day until Tuesday over here, where you see this nice size candle, and the candles start actually looking like candles again. It is zoomed out for sure. So in zooming in on it, it will look more candle-like to you. But if you're ever unsure, my tip for understanding if you're in consolidation or not is zoom out. Go really far out on your trading view. Zoom out as far as you can, and then kind of step back and get a bigger picture of what's going on. If it looks like this, let's take the day off, go do something fun, because this honestly is trash. This is awful to trade. It's super stressful. It's annoying to watch your trade just run and bounce around and never actually hit when you get so close to your take profits, but it doesn't actually grab it. Usually like spreads or something like that will throw it off. Very frustrating to sit in. Anyhow, that was the entry criteria. There's really not much else to say about this trade. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about zones and stuff like that, please go check out the first video I did. I'll link it above here. The first video for Tradesmas that I did. Please go check that out. I do explain a little bit about how I identify my zones and why I look for a breakout the way that I do it. Came to the risk to reward for this trade, though. It did work out. I did place my stop loss. I typically would just under what I believed to be my new support level. And then my target was based off of what was to the left. There was like a mid-level to the left. I knew I was in consolidation, so I wasn't trying to hold to this dotted line. This dotted line was actually the top of what I believed was my real zone, my new zone that I was working in. So this would have been my resistance, then turned support. This would have been my new resistance. And then I was targeting my take profit. If you kind of look at where the top of my green area is, that's actually the middle of this zone, what would be my new zone. So that's what I was looking at here. I went more cautious just because I knew I was in consolidation and I didn't know if or when it would make it to this top. Does eventually on Tuesday make it up there. So I guess I could have gone for even more, a larger profit here. But this was a live account, like I said, and I already was getting a true reward on this. You guys can see I got 2.866.50 on this trade. You'll see that the profit, though, what you actually make, for those of you who are like, why does this look different? It's because I had to hold overnight. So there are fees and things like that that you have to pay if you hold a trade after market closes for the day. So that kind of sucks, but it is what it is, which is why this trade was a little more annoying, because I wasn't really looking to hold a fee and I wasn't really planning on all of that. I was actually looking to have more of like a 3 reward with this. But with the way that the spread was at the time that my take profit hit and the way that the fees and stuff came out, it ended up being closer to more like a 2.6 reward. But nonetheless, it was still a really, really lucky trade. I'm very fortunate that it did actually hit the way that it did, because it could have very easily gone wrong with the way that this was consolidating. But anyhow, that's this trade. This is a not suggested. I literally have the warning at the top for the people who are in the Discord community that were following it, that this was a messy trade. It is not suggested for newer traders and to avoid trading consolidation, because it is very risky. It very quickly can go the wrong way. So I would wait until you see a clear break. You really should have been waiting for something more like this candle on Tuesday, lined up with this little smiley face, and that would have been a great entry point, because then you would have been breaking. That would have looked a lot better of a trade versus this lump on a log, non-existent breakout that I had. But nonetheless, it was a trade that I did take again, and it is what it is. That's the reality of trading. I'm showing you guys the actual trades that I took and that I documented. So that is what it was, and this is the trade actually, so you can see it. And again, entered on the 13th, had to hold way until the 14th. This whole time was the actual hold of it. And yep, that was the trade for the 5th day of Tradesmas. And hopefully that was helpful for some of you guys, at least those who struggle with consolidation. Just know you're not alone. And remember, my tip for this is zooming out so you can actually look at it. If you're using Happy Trail, especially those of you who use Happy Trail, zoom out. And if all your little smiley faces are making a nice line, you're in consolidation. You want to start seeing them making some sort of movement up the chart or about down the chart. When they're all lined up like this, avoid it. All right, you guys, I will see you tomorrow for day 6.